You guys have been asking for this for quite a while, and while ACHARA and I were live streaming several days ago, it was requested in the chats because in the live streams is where we tend to experiment with some random stuff sometimes, and so we're like, what the hell? Let's just look at it, see what it's all about. And I held off on looking at Pretentious movie reviews for the longest time because I was under the assumption that you had to have watched the movie in order to fully appreciate it, but then people keep saying, no, you don't have to, and I'm like, well, why would I want to watch a competing movie reviewer? Why am I gonna react to that? And I didn't realize that I had actually seen this kind of thing before from Kanan Gill. I didn't remember that it was him, but I've seen one of their reviews a long time ago. They were talking about some kind of spectrum of something to Gangs of Wasseypur, and I don't remember what this side over here was, but it was, anyway, not the point. The point is, I have been exposed to this before, I just didn't realize that, and it was a lot of fun when we did it on our live stream, and I was like, oh my god, this has to become part of what we react to on the regular because this is awesome. We have subtitles for this particular one called Most Acting Ever, Main Prem Ki Diwani Hoon Review. And the subtitles come from Tanmay Argawal. Thank you so much, Tanmay, for hooking us up with the subtitles and allowing us to have subtitled stuff here. Of course, thank you to Kanan Gill for allowing us to react to this. Very much appreciated. Love your stand-up comedy, especially the one about the cow, and or more specifically the driver's test, I should say. It probably sounds like I'm saying something offensive if I say it's about the cow. There is a cow, yes. I love that. It's one of my favorite stand-up bits of all time. Kalyan is also in this, and I appreciate his comedy as well. Here we go.
Hi guys, welcome to Pretentious Movie Reviews. This week's movie is... If you're wondering whether or not to watch this review, this happens. There's more acting per unit area in this movie than you have ever seen in your life.
Love भैया.
आपने कभी मछलियों के बीच underwater diving की है? Wow, what a beautiful garden, Akhil.
The director of this movie was worried that people might miss out on some subtleties in the movie, so he made sure people would know exactly what was happening by showing exactly what it was. For example, on the last day of college, if you love your teachers, if you love your students, if you're friends forever, if you're sporty,
मरने से पहले जरा ये पर्दे हटाइए ना.
and if you're dad,
कुछ टूटा, कुछ फूटा.
but make sure you're dad. You're not dad. Who gives you the authority to wear that cap?
अरे चाय तो पीकर जाइए, uncle.
Let's jump into it quickly. Kareena Kapoor is Sanjana,
Sounds like Grease.
which we understand. She and her group of insane, coked-up Barbie dolls are against the concept of arranged marriage. It's been made very clear.
शादी के बाद लड़कों की तो ऐश होती है. वो अपने मम्मी डैडी के पास, अपने घर, अपने बेडरूम में रहते हैं.
And these boys better feel obliged. Toothbrush, toothpaste,
Manicure kits, body lotion.
Until one day her sister from America calls and she's like,
Hi, I'm sending Prem. Very nice Kanan. Please marry.
enter Prem. Note for think Charlie Chaplin. Prem is very excited about things.
No worries, uncle. No worries.
Two negatives make a positive, and two positives make a Prem.
चाय तो पीकर जाइए, uncle.
They fall in love in an insane way.
Cool. 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 Cool.
Oh, the dog!
When their love blooms is when he saves her dad, her flying dad, from a car accident. But it turns out that it's the wrong Prem. Dun, dun, dun.
पूरे नाम पूछे बिना एयरपोर्ट से किसी को भी घर उठाला है.
Hrithik Roshan was Prem Kishan. She was supposed to marry Prem Kumar. Kumar. Aapki baat.
ये प्रेम कुमार की कंपनी में ही काम करता है. बिजनेस डेवलपमेंट मैनेजर है वो. शरीफ लड़का है वो. पर लड़का है तो गलत ना. तुझे क्या कहूँ रूपा?
Enter Abhishek Bachchan, aka Prem Kumar.
Oh.
He single-handedly brings down the entire energy level of the movie.
Oh my god.
किताबें लेके आओ आपके लिए शायद आपके कुछ काम आ जाए.
The movie is about a choice between Prem. I took Prem comic. And it's like, it's any excuse for Hrithik Roshan to take his shirt off. I mean, like, dude, we got it. You have muscles. Like, if you go to the gym, You don't need to show if you have muscle just for no reason. You don't have to do that, guys. You don't have to do that.
Nice guns.
I'm just gonna.
Next scene is our favorite scene in the movie.
Amazing.
Kareena Kapoor's mom is trying to convince her to leave Hrithik Roshan and get Abhishek Bachchan because he has money and his name is Prem. But
Kanan also.
Kanan. Kareena Kapoor's mom is a very practical woman. She says,
संजना तू इतने दिन उसके साथ घूमी फिरी क्या कुछ ऐसा कुछ नहीं मम्मी कुछ नहीं तो फिर प्रॉब्लम क्या है
you understand this is the perfect reasoning for anything. Like if you have a problem in life, analyze it. Have you had sex with this problem? नहीं तो फिर problem क्या है? Do you have a girlfriend?
Yeah, man.
Do you like her?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are serious?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you had sex?
No.
तो फिर प्रॉब्लम क्या है? नहीं तो फिर प्रॉब्लम क्या है? If a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it, तो प्रॉब्लम क्या है?
If life gives you lemon.
प्रॉब्लम क्या है? An apple a day. प्रॉब्लम क्या है? To be or not to be. वही तो प्रॉब्लम है. X square plus 2 equals y. Solve for x. Solution क्या है? Also for no reason there is a CGI parrot in the movie. No reason.
इनका कुछ अपना ही अंदाज है.
I think the creators of this movie saw Jari Dushman. They were like, "Fuck, we have to do something like this now." Special effects is the future of movies. More than the parrot, there's also like a CGI dog. I think they did that because they already hired the CGI guy for the parrot.
Oh my gosh.
Why? A dog is cute on its own.
We have best laughs, best insults,
Dumbhead. Poor jelly belly. Shut up, toolbox.
best enthusiasm.
सुंदरनगर की सोफिया कॉलेज की तरफ से सारे स्टूडेंट्स की तरफ से आप सबका स्वागत है.
And best flying dad. In closing, we would like to say that this is not that bad a movie actually. It's pretty entertaining apart from the fact that the actors overacted, the director over-directed, the screenwriter over-screen wrote, and women have ovaries.
तुम्हारा लाइन है हाय आंटी बोल के दिखाओ.
Hi auntie.
मर जाएगी आंटी देख के ये कौन उठा क्या तुमको आता है एक्टिंग कुछ सीखे गए हो कुछ.
Hi auntie.
ये आपकी नॉर्मल आंटी नहीं है. सिनेमा के अंदर जो आंटी होती है उनका अलग ही हाव भाव होता है. वो बहुत आपको ऑडियंस को फील आना चाहिए ना कि आंटी हाँ ब्यूटीफुल. आप कन्विंस कर दो.
Hi auntie.
और
Hi auntie.
और
Hi auntie.
ऑप्टिमिज्म.
Hi auntie. Hi auntie.
पॉजिटिव.
Hi auntie. Hi auntie. Hi auntie. Hi auntie.
भारत में जो है ऑप्टिमिज्म दिखता है हाफ फुल और हाफ एम्प्टी.
Completely empty. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. We really appreciate it. If you'd like us to review any other movies, please let us know and write it in the comments.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
Because what this strikes me as, with regards to the movie itself, not the review, but the movie, is that it's very much like a theater production, which is what I feel like older Indian films sort of embody, because it was like going to the theater. That's why they're very long and they have musical breaks and they have an intermission and everything like that, just like theater productions can have. You know, you have shows that go on for a long time, like J.K. Rowling's show is like 8 hours long. And you have an intermission in between. What I'm getting at is, it feels like theater. Do we agree with that at all? Or no, you don't agree? Like the big
not all
gesticulation.
theater is like that. You're thinking about like the really big, fancy musical theater shows,
Sure.
which are a lot over the top.
Bigger
sometimes.
acting.
Yeah, bigger. You want to make sure that the people who are sitting in the
nosebleeds.
nosebleeds,
Yeah.
that they can hear you. So yeah.
From that, I want to ask you a question. Why is it that theater-trained actors, thespians, are the ones that are credited with having like the finest acting skills when it's always big?
It's not necessarily that, like, yes, you do have to have an understanding of how to communicate it to all the people sitting way up in the back in the cheap seats, but you still have to keep it grounded in a way. So there's a fine art. And yes,
every theater production I've seen is huge in acting. It's just so big. It's
well, then maybe. So you've just seen those big ones, but there are different theaters. Like a smaller theater, you can have a more intimate experience.
Yeah. But the film's tone overall felt like it was going for it. It seemed like it was consistent.
Yeah,
Like-
no, for sure. This is the thing that you're watching. You're watching this like super optimistic, super fun comedy of errors. You know, it's kind of that classic mistaken identity thing that we've had going on since Shakespeare, or probably most likely even before that.
I thought it was kind of amazing when they said Abhishek Bachchan single-handedly brought down the vibe of the film.
It was like
wow.
it was a good example though, because he comes on and his energy, like before that, everything we saw in this video was like, yay! Hrithik Roshan's like, hi! And then like Kareena Kapoor is like, yay! And it's so over the top, and then Abhishek comes and he's like, this is normal acting, you know? And so the energy just goes,
Well, yeah, I mean, I felt that sort of dichotomy while I was watching Raze, the Shah Rukh Khan film.
oh yeah, and then Nawazuddin Siddiqui comes on.
Not just Nawazuddin, but also Atul Kulkarni. Their acting was like
Yeah.
just a different style. I felt like they were doing it more real acting, whereas
yeah.
Shah Rukh Khan was doing more of the
heightened.
theatrical Shah Rukh Khan acting. You know, that stuff. We wasn't going full blown like traditional SRK, but like it still felt like along the lines of that versus Nawaz and Atul playing it more.
More like grounded.
Grounded, yeah.
Yeah.
But here, you're seeing Hrithik do this huge acting, like even for a film that's that vibe, it's like, that's huge.
That's a lot.
And it's just so bizarre because you watch him today and it feels like nothing like that. And it's like, wow, he really grew as an actor. But I mean, but then it's like, that's not even a fair statement because like everyone's acting like that. Everyone's acting with that very heightened sense of
Yeah.
person.
It is probably one of those things where during that time, that was the style of acting. Like you go back and you watch old Hollywood films, the style then, for a lot of things, is very different to what
it's
it
much
is
bigger.
now.
Then what is the problem?
Yeah. What is the problem? You didn't have, what is the problem?
Yeah.
You know? I just love the chemistry between Kanan Gill and Kalyan Rath. What are they, like best friends in real life? It literally just looks like two best friends having a conversation.
I just love the title of the review, most
Yeah.
acting ever. Does that translate the same way to, I don't know, that's sort of an ignorant question on my part, but it feels like an American kind of meme or an American style of like deliberately bad phrasing because it's so hyperbolic and silly.
Yeah, I think that's probably a joke, a funny in the title itself. And I thought like the whole video was really well put together, well scripted too. Like their jokes were really...
Oh, it was so fast. That's the only thing I wished it was different was that it slowed down just a little bit to allow me to ha-ha before it moved on to the next. This is a how long is this video? Like
7-minute video.
It's 7 minutes and they crammed, I feel like 10 minutes of comedy in there.
Yeah.
And so if they just allowed it to breathe a little more to give you a chance to ha-ha before it moved on. The thing is when you're in this YouTube generation, it's like, or whatever, it's like it has to move on. That's what you got with sitcoms. It's like it gave you a chance to laugh before it moved on to the next joke, right? And I feel like if their stuff, their writing, their comedy is so good that if they let it breathe a little more, I mean, who am I to comment on this? They're getting millions of views per video, but if they let it breathe a little more, I think people would still stick around to watch it to the end because they're just curious about what they're going to say next about whatever film they're talking about, especially if it's something you've seen before. I love the jokes. This definitely appeals to me.
It was fantastic. Yeah, I loved it.
Most acting ever.
Most acting ever.
Yeah, I really like that phrasing. I feel like I have to use that for everything going forward.
Just most anything.
Most
ever.
anything. Like this is the most chair ever.
Yeah. Most reaction ever.
Most reaction ever. Exactly. Well, it embodies that sort of hyperbolic sort of phrasing that we use a lot today. That's just with everything. Like, you won't believe the most amazing thing that comes next. Her most amazing reaction.
Peanut butter.
Yeah. You guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Check out ACHARA KIRK on the social media as well as the Jabs if you feel like doing that. We're on the Instagrams and the Twitters. Also, Kanan Gill, give him a subscribe if you haven't done that already. He's at 748,000. He deserves to be at 1 million or more.
At least.
And so give him a subscribe and also give the original video an upvote if you'd be so kind. Check out our other reactions, reviews, short films, vlogs, and interviews. I'm Jaby Koay. This is
ACHARA KIRK.
Peace out.